got a lot of work to do. I'm kinda in a mode where um I'm just mad analytical. I'm analyzing everything. I kinda don't want to participate in much and nothing. I just want to kind of observe and apply some thought and really just not be bothered. That's what I really feel like. You know what I mean? My spirit is just like, you know what, man? So what? Who cares? Like that kind of mode. I don't feel too tied in to all this material shit and all of that. Even the shit I'll be wanting normally. I don't want it right now. Just like fuck everything. I don't care. Just kind of in that mood. And I think it's pretty healthy because sometimes we be too caught up in this shit. And that's what kind of got me, you know, thinking that shit in the first place. Like, damn, what is the point? Like, what is the point of having so much drive and ambition and all that? It's just, I'm in just a real deep thought cycle where it's kind of hard to verbalize it because it's happening so fast in my mind. It's like lightning strikes of thought happening so fast that I actually took notes and shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write some shit down because this shit is even too much for me at this point. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, what is the point? Well, we're gonna get more money and then use their money to destroy them with it. Like, it just doesn't seem feasible. It's like every time I try to apply a realistic thought to winning this spiritual war, you know, which has turned into a physical battle as well. I'm stuck. I'm always stuck somewhere because I'm a realist and I'm not fake with what I think and shit. Like as far as like whether something's gonna work or not. You know what I mean? And it's I just can't see it working that we take over a system crafted to fuck over us and use that same system to fuck over these people. I just don't think that that's a feasible um, objective that we should be gunning for. So it kind of shuts down almost everything. And that is what I think would work. Just not participating in pretty much in nothing. That requires people to have self control over themselves. Because like right now, I feel like going to the casino. Like fuck that shit calling my name. I feel like going to the casino, but I'm like, you know what? That's not smart, and it's eating me because I don't give a fuck if it's smart or not. I feel like I could survive it, so why not do it? You know what I mean? And a lot of people do that same shit. Sometimes you just need to not feel the pressure of life because they've made this shit so fucking horrible that you're looking for any escape. Mind you, I'm saying this after smoking a spliff, so I already took one escape. Now, motherfucker, want to go to the casino. You know, anything to avoid the reality. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people at work, they be taking mad stress off themselves with the fact that somebody else is sharing in that misery. And let's keep it 100, because I'm not a working nigga, but every job I had, I realized that was a feeling that occurred in me. And I'm a good person. I don't really want bad for nobody else. But when I look at another motherfucker working next to me, it just make it a little easier for me because I know like they ain't having fun either. And that's some miserable shit. Low key. That's some real miserable shit. I used to do that shit. Like, damn. Well, I ain't the only one here. Shit felt like being in jail. And that's crazy. Because that just goes to show that situations could turn real motherfuckers into whatever. You know what I mean? Like, situations could turn people into savages, turn them into cowards, turn them in, it get crazy. Because I don't think like that. That's not no type of shit I think. I worry about myself. I do my shit. I expect my path to be harder than others because every movie I ever saw, the hero or whatever, he be having the shittiest hand ever. He still got to win. So, like, I program myself a little bit to already accept that my shit gonna be a little rough, you know. When I start thinking sucker shit, I'm like, damn, this shit is strong. This mojo they got turned me into a whole sucker too. Wow. Got to be careful, man. And you could come back from it. Don't let a motherfucker tell you in the middle, deep in they suckerism, that you gonna be a sucker forever. You could literally come back from it. Just right in that moment, realize like, oh shit, feel it too. Don't run from it. Absorb it. Let it. Just feel it. Pause. Like, understand what that shit is. You know what I mean? Understand what that shit is, man. This spot across the street is open, but if I try to take it, it don't even make no sense. I only got like 20 more minutes to sit here. Sad, no fuck gotta even do this. You know? That's why I smoke that blunt, trying to escape the reality of having to sit here and hold my fucking piss for fucking ticket men to walk around and intimidate my fucking property. And Jesus Christ, bro, we not gonna be able to fight these niggas under their fucking terms. We not gonna be able to, man. We not. We not. I'll be here capping like I need shit, and really I don't be needing nothing. You know what I mean? Like, and the fact that I don't need nothing, it'd be like, so what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? Like, nigga, you don't care. Really, I don't. I do like shit. You know what I mean? I would like the world to be a great place where we could create things and people could enjoy the creations without the restrictions and regulations and shit like that. But the fact that we not living in that utopia kind of make me reject everything. You know what I mean? And I just figured that out while talking to y'all. Like, the clarity came for me just now. Like, oh shit. It's not that you hate these things particularly, because some people invented some very important shit that's helpful to us, and, that's beautiful, and, just useful shit. You know what I mean? So I'd be crazy to say, like, for us to have this experience and not be able to create things for our progression and pleasure, and but we can't go OD. Like, whoever made the cushion for the toilet seat, or I don't even know if that's the way we're supposed to be using the bathroom, because these niggas took the time to dissect like literally everything that you could possibly imagine, to the point where they control your imagination as well, which is the most dangerous part of everything, because I think your imagination is more like fucking in correlation with your mind and like your spirit and shit. That's not attached to your body. You know, shit that you be grasping out in your imagination and shit, that shit is some other shit. So the fact that it exists too is crazy in itself. Like, for a motherfucker, like, that's how your body is a vessel, because you wouldn't be able to talk about yourself in another person or like that if you weren't inside of you. You know what I mean? Like, how can a motherfucker talk about themselves in like hyper first person or third person? Is because this is a vessel for a host, and we know that. It could get deep, man. It could get deep. It could get so deep that you could just start be thinking shit, like a whole bunch of shit at the same time, and your thoughts will be flooding your head, and you'll just start like twitching, like a computer, like having to reboot, like just shut it down for a second, nigga. You'll go crazy because trying to work your way out the matrix, they probably put firewalls in this motherfucker and all type of shit. Where as you trying to work out, you know what I mean? It get glitchy, man. My shit be, I be having to turn off. I'll be like Professor Xavier. You know, when that nigga use his mind power on X-Men, that nigga pass out. I be like that. I be waking up and shit like, oh shit, I didn't even know I went to sleep. That's how I know I was in that like theta mode, that like I was in that space where I could do shit. You heard? They don't like when I'm in there. They be like, let them make that nigga go to sleep. Or he alter some shit in real life. Cause it's fairly easy to do once you realize what the fuck going on. Like, people botting the fuck out. Look in their fucking face and tell like, they are here. They are here and that's it. It's impossible that you know that you got a certain amount of time here and you're gonna die, and the only thing you worry about is here. It's impossible, bro. Just logically impossible for a normal common sense person to like wait until the end and be like, all right, now, if you believe that you have a spirit or a soul or whatever the case may be, it's crazy for you to wait all the way to the end to be like, well, now let me figure out what might happen with this. That is crazy. At some point, you got to think like this whole time you here got to be a step for something else if this isn't the end. But for some people, it is. And that's why they don't give a fuck. Y'all can know that too. Y'all hanging out with motherfuckers who know it's the end for them and they ain't even trying. And you don't think like that, but you don't think they think like that. And they do. It's scary to hang around a motherfucker who done gave up. And now they just on that shit like I was talking about on my job, where I'm like, yo, I hope that this motherfucker come to work too. Like, they hoping that your ass give up too, because it's just the easiest thing to do. And they know if you fucking fight, they gonna have to fight, or just show the world that they ain't shit. And they rather not do that. You know what I mean? Because that's really what be going on. You start putting in some work around a motherfucker who don't want to put no work in, they either gonna get away from you or they gonna convince you that that shit is dumb. I remember back in the day when I was smart, I was in the era where they was trying to transform being smart to being some whack shit. Like, motherfucker say something and motherfucker correct you, or motherfucker, you know, and still remember, we using a system. So think of me now. I mean, think of me then, not me now, because me now would be like, I don't give a fuck about all that. I still was dumb because I'm just smart in their shit. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't smart. Like, a dog is not smart because its owner can tell him to sit, roll over, don't cross the street. We be like, oh, that dog is super smart. He don't go on the street. He wait for his mat. That ain't super smart. That's for relative to, you know, what we expect from a dog. That's how that's smart. That's not smart like, you know, just intelligence. No. So when I'm thinking I'm intelligent, then based on me knowing all their shit, it shows that you are like, you know, you could grasp shit because they obviously teaching you something and you grasping it like a fucking sponge. But nigga, I'm sitting there correcting motherfuckers, and motherfucker like, oh, you think you smart? Laughing, making a joke about it. I'm like, I couldn't get the joke. After a while, you just shut up because you know, you're like, you know what? It's gonna lead to fights and shit because niggas is dumb. So people been dumb for me for a long time. You know, saying just start. I just never said nothing for a while. Then I went to prison. Prison is not a place where you don't say nothing. So I learned to like express self in prison because I don't even want motherfucker thinking nothing. You know what I mean? So you gonna know. You know what I mean? And that's the type of vibe I was on in prison. So I had to come out that silent shell, that shell, that quiet nigga who who could bag a bitch by not saying nothing. They just be like, who he? He's so quiet. Like that role, nigga. I had to come out that shit and go straight into this shit on some real nigga shit and start letting motherfuckers know right now. My face do it. As soon as you see my face, you know whether I'm agreeable or not. I don't even have to say shit. And that's how this shit work. Like, it's set in stone. My face done etched what I feel. You know what I mean? Like, you can see it in my demeanor. I'm not the type of individual that encounters the type of problems that other people like. I don't give off none of that. You heard? And that's through crafting it, because I ain't but a little pencil stick. I'm a sharp ass motherfucking pencil. Put your eye out, kill your ass. But you know, it's people. I'm not like a formidable creature or no shit like that. Like, you know, people would never know. You know what I mean? The lengths I'm willing to go and how fast I will attack your ass is what makes me dangerous. Because you'll still be thinking we in the verbal combat stages, and I will have already decided that we're not. And then you have no chance, because my first strike, I'm usually willing to talk to the police about you not being here rather than losing. So there's where the danger lies, if you want to really know. You know what I mean? That's where the danger lies. I hope to never be in those positions, because I be scared to fucking death thinking about not seeing my son ever again and a whole bunch of more shit. I never think about dying, don't care about that part, and not saying that on some reckless suicidal shit, but I just don't fear that part. And really, I don't be thinking motherfuckers could really do it unless they sneak and just, you know, or use a weapon or something. You know what I mean? Like on some just take me and hit with your hands and kill me dead. No, I don't really think like that. I don't think shit like that. So, you know what I mean? I just be scared that I'm really going to attack your ass so fast and kill you and be in court talking about it. Like, that's really what I be scared about. Like, god damn, son. So I be avoiding shit. You know what I mean? Because jail is death, nigga. At this point for me, like, I'm too conscious to be sitting in somebody's fucking jail, nigga. Like, I don't know. Like, that's not really, it's not in my plan. Like, nah. I don't even want to talk about that, because that's such a serious situation too. I feel like at that point I've been captured. That means these motherfuckers came for me, and I had something to live for, and I didn't trade my life for my freedom when they came for me. Cause mentally I'm getting to a space where I'm not willing to accept no party taking custody of my fucking body. Period. Like, we're getting out of hand with this shit. A motherfucker wake up and put on a fucking suit and go outside and do some foul shit every day. We getting out of hand with this shit, bro. Like, and my real nigga and me won't allow me to be a coward, like, consistently over and over and over and over and over like that, bro. It won't. It won't. I think the ancestors or whoever keep the motherfuckers away from my circumference, so we don't have head-on confrontation in these stages where I'm trying to create a life raft for motherfuckers who don't want to participate. You know what I mean? That's the only real thing to do here. And, you know, I got other reasons with my son. But outside of that, what's scary is that if I ain't have, you know, parental duties and obligations, the scariest shit I be thinking about on the daily, it's like, nigga, what would you really be on? Because y'all don't even fucking know. Y'all playing. There's motherfuckers out here who could be on what I really want to be on. I don't want to say that, because it's like, I'm a lead by example, nigga. If I say you on the, I'm coming for you. Now, I ain't sending it. You know, if somebody see you, they see you, whatever. But guaranteed, what I say, I'm backing. You heard? So I've been like that And I don't want to put this out in motherfuckers' heads, but I'm telling you, I always been the type like to like figure out a way to break the norm, like whatever it is. Like, all right, you motherfuckers, if I didn't jack it, you heard. If it's progressive, it's progressive. But when a motherfucker, decide something and start playing God and all that, this shit is big as fuck. You see how big the world is, motherfucker? Everybody can have space and the whole building and everything. You can have whatever you can have. It's people stopping you from having shit. It's not God. So I don't know why people keep praying to God. Oh, God, give me this. God, give me that. God ain't made none of this shit. People made this shit. Fuck is wrong with you? You don't give a fuck about none of this shit. Why would you think God give a fuck about shit like that? In real life, the concept, we cannot sit down and have a real conversation about this because people are going to deflect so fucking much and so fucking quick about basic common sense shit that they wouldn't accept for their own kids, but they create for themselves with this mystery shit they got going on. Your kid cannot come to you and tell you God told him nothing. You're not going to believe it. Like only God talks to you. It's insane to me. It's insane to me. Why would God talk to your corrupt, funky ass instead of the kid who might have a fucking chance to actually complete the mission? Your ass, you think, I don't know. It's just, we in a bad space, man. We really out here doing deviltry all fucking day. Everybody is. And motherfuckers just don't want to admit it. Motherfuckers want to live in a lie and just don't want to admit that we really got to stop before we start again, man. Like, it's fucked up. Everybody doing some fuck shit. I don't go fuck if you think it's not. You might be thinking you doing some wholesome good shit, but because it's by these people's hand and it's crafted by these people, it's some fuck shit, and you participating with your kindness. They love people like you. That cause for kids shit, I used to see that shit all the time. Like, give your cars for kids. I'm like, who the fuck want to give away their car for free? Motherfuckers was doing that to the tune of 1.6 million cars since 1994 or some shit. People have given them cars, nigga. And that's for Jewish kids only. And they put it like it's for poor kids. It's not even for poor Jewish kids. It's just for Jewish kids. For them to go to camp and a bunch of more shit. It's crazy. You know, when I start talking about that, shit gonna start getting a little glitchy. My phone blowing up now. I'm about to get up off here anyway. I just wanted to touch base, man. You know, let you know if you're so worried about survival to the extent that you're willing to be a fucking creature, then the quality of life is gonna be fucked up for everybody because everybody is willing to do that same beastie shit in order to win. And then win what, motherfucker? If you the only one motherfucking here, win what? That's why these people, no matter what they do to the impoverished people, they keep some people around. You never see a ruling class kill all their slaves off. They always keep a few, like we keep animals, like cattle, to breed and still be useful. They just don't want too many niggas. You know what I mean? White niggas, black niggas, Chinese niggas. They don't want no type of niggas. You heard? And that's what it really is. It's mad people with good credit and bad plans. They done became good in the system, marked as good, and won't utilize that to destroy the system because they starting to idolize the system and got Stockholm syndrome. Oh, I got good credit. I got good. Well, go take out $200,000 and open up something that the system won't like, that we can reverse this shit back to us with. You know what I mean? Why would I fuck my credit? Why would you sit there with your credit until you old and dead and don't do nothing and don't help your kids to do nothing with it and just have it there so you can just tell friends that you got good credit? They hold it as a place mark and a trophy. When white people eat dinner over 300,000 in debt because they know in 10 years they have a way to pay it off. Like, they made a plan. Like, it's two totally different things going on. You know, when black people get successful, they try to follow in the footsteps of these people, not knowing that they done laid out a trick for y'all with that. Nigga, that's not how they do it. Before they buy their house, they have income coming in from a business. You know what I mean? Rental properties, something else. They have their kids shit coming in from another source. They have 15, 16 bank accounts separated by task and itemized, and it's just a bunch of different shit going on. You know what I mean? Like, and black people have no clue. No clue. I think every culture has a way they do things except us. And when we do find out a way to do things, we keep it so small into such a small pocket that when they finally crush you, there's no other fucking offsprings of it. The reason that these people can't, be totally canceled out of the financial areas, even though they're smaller than us in numbers, is because they're willing to make sure that their next countryman or whatever is okay. They not trying to be better off than the motherfucker. They all trying to get on. You know what I mean? And that's the real shit. They don't have that area where they want a fucking moose knuckle just so, they can feel good when they walk around. You know how good that coat make people feel? That coat is like a drug. You put that coat on and you walk past somebody, you feel higher than them. Like, nigga, you're nothing. Y'all niggas is crazy. I'm off this, man.